The Deck Network. Build a deck.
Bam! This is the Deck Network. I'm your host, Mike Danzolio, and we have Mr. Matt Dalton.
In unison, the co-host
Yes.
here at the Deck Network, where it's all decks all the time. Welcome, you are at the epicenter of the decking universe.
Okay,
You're in the
well,
right place.
Thanks for watching today. Today's show is going to be Trex Railings for 2016. Now, what I like to say about the Trex company is what they have is their very design flexibility is their strong point. Their railings is sold in parts, and you can do so much with all these parts to give your deck that unique look. And if people come in and they always say either I have something a little different or I want something a little different. It's not like everyone's deck is always the same. People want something customized to them, which matches their house in the way that expresses their artistic creativity. Okay, so let's take a look at the Trex website, and we'll go over to the Trex Railings. Okay, we'll use that as our backdrop. But for now, let's pull over that little demonstration that we have there, because I want to show people why the Trex railings are so versatile. They're all sold a la carte or separate. So we have the sleeve, the cap. This one just happens to be a lighted pyramid gravel path cap in the skirt. The rails, we call this the bottom rail, or they call it the universal rail because it can be used on the bottom and on the top. This is the crown top that is, gives you that classic, I think they call it a Queen Anne railing look. But this is what makes it so versatile is, the cross section here. Of course, this is the universal or the bottom rail. And then we have the crown top and the top rail. Now you can take this off and flip it over and make it so it's a flat, and you can use either the 2x4, a piece of decking, or the 2x6 on it. And these inserts come down, and so you just buy the different inserts for whether it be a stair or horizontal, a square baluster, a one of the round balusters, or aluminum balusters, or the square aluminum balusters. We don't see too many square aluminum balusters, and I'm not sure why that is. So then you just snap that back up in there, and it's done.
That's
so
pretty
you can
easy,
change
Mike.
all the colors. You can mix and match, and I'll say it forever. They have the best design flexibility, and the ease of use and putting it together is just incredible. So let's take a look at some photographs of their Transcend or their Trex railings. They have, again, they like to do their good, better, best scenario. They have what they call their Select railing, which is just a white railing, and they hit a price point on it that they wanted it to be at the same price as a PVC rail. So they've been able to do that and still have it a composite rail. So it has this. You use some of the same parts as the. So the sleeve cap and skirt is the same rail as their Transcend line, which is their flagship. That's their best line of railings. Use the same sleeve cap and skirt, and then they just have the two rails, 6 and 8 foot sections, horizontal and it's stair. And it's a basic rail, but it's still a composite rail, whereas it's not a PVC rail. And a lot of people just like the look of the composite rails. A lot of the contractors that do a lot of Trex work, they'll buy the Select rail if someone wants to keep the price really low on it, because it's still a Trex rail, and it goes against their number for their loyalty programs. So we don't sell a whole lot of it, but nonetheless, I carry it, and because that's how it's worked. And then here's a better picture of the Transcend sleeve cap and skirt with the Select rail.
Very attractive rail.
Yeah, it's a basic rail, but it's pretty good.
Gets the job done.
Yes. So they have their Reveal railing, which is their aluminum railing, and I saw a lot of this, mostly in black. Let's take a look at some of these photos.
You have to worry about that heating up in the sun?
It's aluminum, though. Aluminum aluminum conducts heat. So if it's hot right on the top, it takes that heat and brings it someplace else. So these rails are not that hot in the summertime. Yeah, the aluminum rail has a great minimalist look to it.
It's clean.
Yes, looks really nice. They have they have a gate that goes with it, the reveal gate. And here's an interesting observation, is that with the composite rails, we sell more of the black round balusters. And then when you do the aluminum rails, people want the square balusters for some
is
reason. Who knows, but it's not, it's 90-10 or 95-10.
Why that
and
is.
it goes the opposite on the composite rails.
And when you move so much decking as we do here,
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
you
see
can-
trends like that of a color selling more than the other.
Okay,
or
now here's
around.
the Transcend rail. This is, as I showed earlier, with
That's
the,
nice.
here's a part with the, this has the 2x4 on the top. This is a Transcend 2x4. And they're using the bottom rail. Matt, let's pull that over again.
Universal rail
Yes,
here.
we have the universal rail from the bottom. So if you just turn it over, and so it leaves a nice flat top, and then you can put the 2x4 on top of it. And then what do you have? We have the mat rail.
Huh.
And it's
Endorsed by me because it holds your
Yeah.
coffee or
Mhm.
vodka, whatever's
Okay.
in the cup.
There's so many different things you can do with these rails. Yeah, they have a lot of these photographs this year
You
with
can
the.
bend them, curve them.
Oh, yeah, we have the curving machine here at No Maintenance Sex, and Marcos, our technician, who
Pro
does,
builder.
Oh yeah, I mean, this guy's got some talent. He built everything here at my showroom, and he works the curving machine. He builds the gates.
And it's so important when you are choosing a deck partner to work with to have it on display to see what it looks like in an application.
All right, this rail here. When I first saw this rail, maybe 3 years ago, I said, "What's up with the white posts in the dark brown horizontals?" People like it. I've learned to.
It's different looking.
I've warmed up to it. I sell it an awful lot. You see it in a lot of the pictures, the photographs, whether it be on the Trex website or on Pinterest or anywhere. The YouTube channel for Trex. There's a lot of great pictures, and it looks great. If you're looking at your house and you have white trim and a darker color on the siding, this really will work well with that because your verticals will be white and your horizontals will be the other.
Does that have metal balusters on there?
Well, that's a black round baluster that you just change the inserts out on that.
Like
put the
you
black
was
round.
talking about, huh?
Yes, and let's see if we can get some
Yeah,
more.
that's different looking.
Okay, that's the Transcend rail in the charcoal black. Here is it in the gravel path. Okay, that's it. I have some pictures. No, I don't want to do that. I have some pictures, photos. Here we go. Yeah, let's. I have some pictures that I took here from my showroom here at No Maintenance Sex, Route 110, Farmingdale, New York. Matt's been here.
A couple times.
Yeah.
It's the hub
Okay,
of the deck world.
this is the white Trex Transcend standard white rail. It comes in kits, 6s and 8s, and horizontal, and of course in stairs. That's going to be the most cost-effective Trex Transcend rail. They got the white balusters, the standard sleeve cap and the skirt, with the horizontal, the
Probably sold a ton of this stuff, right?
all the time. This one here is the vintage lantern, the dark brown. Sell an awful lot of this one. This is the number 2 selling color behind the white, and it's really close to the color of the white as far as sales. This is the treehouse color. Again, people want their deck to look different than everybody else's. And so when you're designing your deck, and a lot of times people don't have the luxury of being able to design their own home, and so when they get a chance to do their creativity on their house,
Deck's
they
a
do
great
it on
place.
the deck, and that's a great place to do it. And people say, well, where should we spend more money? On the decking or the railing? I said, well, look, if you're up against a number, sure, figure it out the way you want and see what the cost is. But if you're up against a number and you got to cut something somewhere, cut down the cost of the decking. Because after 6 months or a year, you don't really look at the decking anymore. Sure, you're going to have tables and chairs, and
That's a
in
good
Matt's particular case, he's going to have like kids' toys everywhere.
Kids' toys and coolers of beer and everything in between.
Dogs and all kinds of stuff running around all over the place. But you look at the railings, though. You look at the rails forever.
That's
You'll
a good
sit in
point.
your deck. You're looking at those rails. So
So save a little bit on the decking.
if you have to, and put it into your railings.
It's a good point.
But
Good tip.
the design flexibility with these Trex rails is just endless. Now, the Trex Transcend rail is the only one on the market that has a colonial baluster, and only these composite rails that have a colonial baluster. So if this is, people come in and say, I need a colonial baluster, it's going to go in the front of the house, and
What's that for? More of a porch type of
yeah,
thing?
porch, whether it be a Victorian style, and which here we have a lot of that here in the Northeast. But you have the turn balusters and the
Now, can you get all those caps with the light option
Oh yes,
as well?
yes. So you can get it
In any color.
That's a flat. That's the flat one right there. And you can get that with the lighted cap, and you got one right here. This one is the pyramid cap. Many years ago in the Trex brochure, it showed a pyramid cap, and that year everyone wanted pyramid caps. And we sell, again, 99 to 1 flat caps to pyramid caps.
You sell a lot of lit caps?
That's a niche thing. The lights are very they give the ambiance, and but they cost almost $100 each
Per light,
so,
wow.
per light. So they're pretty pricey, but they're very nice. We sell an awful lot of lights. That is people say sometimes you're going to have these little fads or trends, but lights are something that's not going away. Because if when you read your code books, it says that you have to have all the stairs on a deck have to be lit somehow, whether it be a light shining down or you have the post cap lights. But a staircase on a deck has to have lighting on it.
Code.
Yeah, that's a code. And so a lot of times people will just put those on. They look great. So back to the show here. We have this one is the light brown or the rope swing colored rail. This year, or in 2015, we sold a lot of rope swing railings. A lot of condos and hotels that are right on the ocean, and they don't want to like the gravel path. They'll choose to. All of these, there's a lot of what we call pent-up demand. And while the economy wasn't doing great from '08 until last year or so, now these apartments and condos and hotels, they have to do these rails because, of course, it's a safety issue also. So these rails, and so we see an awful lot of the rope swing colored light brown on some of these hotels and condos and apartments.
A lot of commercial applications.
Yes, okay, this one here is, again, but this one is the mat rail, the party rail, the drink rail, or we also call the mat rail. And
Put your drink right on it.
And this is made with you take the universal rail, turn it upside down, you save a little bit of money on that because the crown top rail costs a little bit more than the universal rail.
And that's a little trick that you're going to get when you're working with a pro dealer.
Yes, because
This is what we do. Up to our necks, index.
yeah. Okay, here's the standard white run right here. I actually took these photos from off of one of the new brochures. And here's this one is the classic.
That's
This
nice.
is the standard white rail with the black round balusters. One
That pops.
of our Trex contractors, he does this. This is what he gives when he prices out a deck. This is what he uses. Well, it costs $1 or less than $1 more per linear foot for his railings to have it look like that. And
That's nice.
when you see the black round balusters, it gives you the illusion that you see through it because your eyes don't stop at the black.
Goes
If you have
past
the
it.
white there, yes, your eyes will stop at the white, but it goes right through it on the black. So black round balusters, we buy them by the tens of thousands.
Wow.
So we sell quite a bit of those. So that's the decking colors. Here are the railing colors, and they're basically the colors of the standard Transcends or the monochromatic colors. The fire pit vintage lantern rope swing treehouse, the classic white, the gravel path, and the charcoal black. Those are the colors. Their railing, especially their colored railing, has an acrylic coating on it, and it doesn't get the chalky white on it. Sure, it gets dirty like everything does, but we clean them off once a year, and they look, even they're 4 or 5 years old, they look great after we clean them off. It's just amazing how well they look over time. Then this other section here is for their black reveal rails, and the white, the bronze, the charcoal black. And we have the aluminum rails. Okay, those are still up there in the Transcend, but this is the aluminum rails of those same colors. The black, the bronze, and the white. Now, a glass infill option. This is a great picture.
Wow. That's some view.
Yeah, it's of course you have an ocean view. And again, it's the same rail, you just change the infills, and it has the infill for the 1/4 inch thick glass. Their maximum length is the 6 foot, or because the Trex rails go in what they call center to center. So the railings are 67.5 inches long for a 6-footer and 91.5 inches long for an 8-footer. So they go center to center, or the whole rail plus one post gives you that 6 or 8 foot. That's how they do it. And The infill only comes in the 6 foot. Because sometimes we'll talk about testing railings, and I've seen pictures or videos of they put a strap around a railing and then pull it with a forklift and have one of those big those springs loaded scale, and it tells you how much pounds of pressure is on the rail. And I've seen photographs of railings bent about 1.5 feet. Of course, if you bend a glass rail like that, it's going to break. So they cut it at just the 6 foot length. You would buy those from a pro dealer like myself. Glass is not included. You get that locally. We have a few places around here that we send people to. But glass has to be tempered, hurricane glass.
So no shattering.
Well, yeah, it's not when it breaks into all little pieces. So you can't buy a piece of tempered glass and cut it. You have to cut the glass, and then you have to have it tempered. So on this particular, what you do is you put your posts up where you want them, you slide your sleeves over, you measure your length, and you maybe cut 2 inches off each end to let some wind go through. So you make each one 2 size. They cut the glass, they'll polish or round off the edges, and then they'll temper it. So that's just the way that it has to be done.
Sounds pretty
safer.
costly.
The glass itself comes about $35 a linear foot.
Okay.
So, and that's not too bad. These rails will end up being about $70 a linear foot, which is, sure, it's way more expensive than the standard composite rails, but it's less than the stainless steel cable rails, which actually we sell more of those. We sell less glass because in this, okay, you see this one right here? Looks great. You get a good strong wind and a little storm, those glass, you won't even be able to see through though, because it's going to have to be clean. It'll be covered with the salt spray. But the feedback that we get from customers is that, of course, the stainless steel cable rail doesn't have that problem.
The maintenance.
So you'll spend a little bit more time cleaning
on the glass.
Okay, there's just another one of the flat top rail, the drink rail, the party rail, the mat rail, whatever you want to call it. And this one has the black square balusters. Again, we don't sell hardly any of those. I think it was written somewhere on a blog or a tweet or something somewhere that these rattle a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I don't sell hardly any of them. Now, here's a black reveal rail. Of course, this has got the black square balusters, which you see, as I mentioned earlier, with the aluminum rails. Big seller. I stock that one at No Maintenance Decks, and I sell, I don't know, 1 deck's worth a week. That's quite a bit. They're here. So this is what people do. This one is the spiced rum, and you got a good bright light on it, so that's why it looks nice and light. So they have the spiced rum decking and the spiced rum top of the cap, and it just matches.
Yeah, plays
so a
well
lot of
with it.
people want to do that, and of course they want to do what Matt wants to do, is put his drink on top of the rail. Because you don't want to waste, isn't that
any of that precious
alcohol
nectar?
abuse? Yes.
Any of the precious nectar.
Okay, now here's a very popular option, is you put the Transcend sleeve cap in the skirt in the color of your choice, and with the aluminum rail in between, it looks phenomenal when you have a gray deck, and if you have that gravel path rail, this post right here with the black reveal railing, really nice. Real nice one. Okay, here's one here with, as we mentioned earlier, with the white sleeve cap on the skirt. It has a vintage lantern crown top rail with the universal on the bottom with the black round balusters. Great look. Very, very popular. And that's the end of my photo session. So let's shut this down. And we'll go back to Trex. And of course they have, we saw when we were watching, I'm sure you've gotten, if you've gotten this far with this, you probably watched the Trex decking show of 2016. Again, they have, you can go right across the top, they have their YouTube, their Twitter, their Facebook. Let's take a look at the Facebook page for, you can go to Facebook and you can like, and they'll send you all the pictures. This has all the pictures. Look at some of these great pictures. You can go down and look at all the photographs. Again, Trex is with the Trex marketing. It's just great. Great people. I always enjoy working with all of them. You can go to, let's go back. Let's cut out their Facebook page. They have, of course, their Twitter, their LinkedIn, their YouTube channel, and
they're doing videos too. I see.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So We already saw this one at the when we did the other show. If you want to watch that, when you go to you can go to the Trex YouTube channel, or you can watch it on the Trex Decking 2016 show.
Right here at the Deck Network.
Yes.
Little plug for us.
Trex Railing, again, it's not difficult to put together.
A lot of options.
There's an incredible amount of design flexibility. The colors stay that color. Of course, you got to clean them, and it depends upon your situation. If you're under a tree, well, then you're going to get a lot more dirty than if it's out in the open or in a beach setting. We have right here at the Deck Network store, or the No Maintenance Decks, we have a highway. 90,000 cars a day come right past us here. And sometimes it will get a lot of the diesel
Kicking up
stuff on there, so the
smut.
But when it rains, it just cleans it right off. Or if we don't get a rain for a while, like in 2015 was a really strange year for weather. We had a very long winter. The deck season didn't even get going until May 1st. But after May 1st, if we had 3 or 4 rain days right away up all the way through to October, I would been surprised.
Wasn't a ton.
The fall was just fantastic weather.
It's still going on here.
Yeah, it's still going on. The weather's
Early
great.
2016, and
We're
it's still
just selling decking
50
and
degrees.
railings. It's been going pretty well. This is an El Nino year.
So that means you don't have to wait till the spring to put your deck up.
Well,
Get to it.
yeah. So they have the Pinterest. Let's see what's going on Pinterest.
Great design ideas you
Yeah,
can get
all
here. You
kinds
can
of stuff.
pin it. Does the Deck Network have a Pinterest page? We should talk
I just
about
don't
that.
have the time. You know, I was looking at one of the Pinterests. I think it may have been one of the on the Timber Tech, and I said, "What's that?" And I see you and our mugs on the Pinterest.
We got pinned.
Yeah, we're
Pin
on,
us.
You know, I see the Deck
We're
Network
viral.
show in all kinds of different places. Thanks for watching the show.
The tentacles
It's,
of the Deck Network
yeah,
are
far-reaching.
far-reaching.
When I first started the Deck Network show 5 years ago, I never knew what it was. I didn't know where it was going to go. And I read a book, and I took a course, a business course, and it said that if you know a lot about something, do a YouTube channel and do it. And so that's what I ended up doing. I didn't know where it was going to go. It seems that it has converged upon being a great sales and marketing tool for the No Maintenance Deck store that we have downstairs. That we sell we have our retail establishment right here on Route 110 in Farmingdale, New York.
Look us up.
Yep, and
It's a great way to connect with homeowners
yeah.
and contractors alike that have questions that are passionate about their
this
decks.
last
It's a
year,
community, really.
This last year at No Maintenance Deck course, it was our best year ever because every year it just keeps growing and growing. And I noticed that more people come in. They say, "I know you from the videos." And
I got it too.
Yeah, Matt's in here when he's hanging around sometimes, and people are saying, "I know
You're
you
the guy
from the
from the
videos."
Deck Network.
So we build rapport. Your people can come in. They know who we are. They're gonna buy a deck. They might as well buy it from somebody that they know. So that's it for today's show. Matt, if someone needs to get a hold of you, how would they do that?
Electronic mail, also known as email, matt@thedecknetwork.com.
Mike at thedecknetwork.com.
Look us up, email us, comment right here on this page on the YouTube. We'll get back to most of your questions, any marriage proposals. I'm taking. Mike, we'll talk about that.
I'm too old to do any of that stuff.
He just loves the deck. So
Yeah.
until next show.
My decks are my wife.
And it's a great marriage.
That's it for today's show. Have a great day. Bye.
Ciao for now.